welcome to Bleed. This is the show about advertising and more with myself, Ryan Whyte. We've got Jacque Moodley.
Hola.
And we are joined by Michelle Lupton, our very special guest today.
Super special.
I feel special.
The most special guest I think we've ever had.
I feel very special. Thanks, guys.
Thank you
Welcome.
for being here. So myself, Ryan Whyte, I'm a freelance graphic designer. I'm a graduate of the AAA School of Advertising, where I specialized in graphic design.
Nice.
Yeah.
You got
and
that
then-
down pat.
Thank you. Yeah.
Cool.
Then we've got Jacque Moodley, aka Falcone.
AKA Falcon Beats, AKA Cole's dad, AKA
Art director extraordinaire.
mostly art director.
Yeah.
Sometimes designer when they can't find an art director,
Got you.
designer. Whatever they need me to do. Sometimes video editor. Badly.
General visual guy who takes care of visuals. and
Pretty
imagery.
much. But apparently can't choose an outfit.
Okay.
So that's...
You look good.
Thank you, man. This wasn't picked by me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we have Michelle Lupton, aka Mishi,
Mm.
aka The Fish.
AKA the face,
AKA Laps.
AKA little fish.
Mm.
Mish Dog, there's lots.
There's many
Lots.
nicknames.
Okay, so Mishi is a large format digital display,
Digital print.
digital print sales representative.
Sorry, say that again? We need like subtitles.
Yeah.
Large format,
Digital print
digital print.
sales representative.
Yes.
So basically,
This on your business card. How big is your business card?
It's
Is
yeah,
it large format?
it is large format.
I'm not finished your intro though.
Okay,
Oh,
so
We'll
sorry.
get to it.
okay.
Mishi is also a holistic healer, and some of the disciplines she gets into and that she's a master of, or crystal healing therapy,
So I am
Reiki.
yes.
Okay, you carry on. You take it from her.
advanced tarot reader. I have level 3 advanced Reiki training. I practice crystal therapy. I practice psychic development and psychic counseling, I suppose. And all round just
Badass witch.
badass witch.
Okay.
Correct, yes.
So that, and then you also, the one thing you just need to put on there is also housemate of Ryan,
Yes, also I live.
and I'm
With
housemate
Ryan.
of Mishi.
I regret my decision deeply.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. So there we go. Intro's done. Let's talk about the show Bleed. You know a bit about Bleed, right? In terms
Of what it means.
of what it
In
means.
terms of screwing up your Saturday mornings.
Yeah.
That as well.
Mm.
So bleed in the print world is just a little border we put around any artwork that we print in case we need to trim it down. If it prints skew, which doesn't really happen in this day and age with technology, you can trim it straight. Or if you need to sew silicone into a fabric frame or a sleeve onto a flag, it's that little bit of extra material.
What
you
is
need.
that? What is that machine called? That Zunz or what is that thing?
Zunt.
The Zunz.
What's a zunt?
It's
Sounds like a derogatory term. It's fucking zunt.
a Zunt is a cutting machine from Sweden or Switzerland.
Okay.
So you print registration marks on the bottom of, or on the sides
Yeah.
of the bleed.
Yeah.
The machine reads it, and then it cuts the fabric for you.
Yeah.
What?
So we started the show off with all the riveting stuff just to draw the viewer in.
Now
you
we're
know?
getting into
all the
some
interesting
shit.
stuff.
Yeah, and now it's like
You
this
know?
thing cuts fabric.
People watch 5 minutes of this video and they're like, fabric frames.
I don't know,
Tell me
man.
more. Okay, so that's, and then we've used that name for our show. So there you go, because my lecturer had the saying, eat, sleep, breathe, advertising, but also bleed, advertising.
Mm.
So there we go. So
Our lecturer, actually.
our lecturer.
Mm.
Our lecturer.
We shared him.
Yes, in 2 different years.
What up, John?
Suffolk.
Suffolk.
Dee, 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 dee.
I don't know
I
what
like
that-
how you were like very specific that he lectured you as well, but you can't remember his name.
Yeah, no, it was. I tried to block that out. Actually.
Yeah.
Which I-
No, what a legend. We
What?
love you, John.
I wonder if he's still around. We
But
should
he's around.
imagine getting him on the show. That would be fucking
Oh,
super. What is the word? Meta.
yeah.
Because we've mentioned him every episode, but we've never
You-
brought him on. I think we should have an old school edition.
Yeah. So as part of the show, the first question that we pose to our guests is:
Are you single?
Are you single?
Very.
Are you ready to mingle?
Yes.
Are you,
Stack chips like Pringles.
are you dating or mating or never mind the third one?
Crazy?
Why is that relevant to the show?
And it's not something.
Because it's Valentine's Day.
Hey!
No, because it's advertising
Okay, fair.
and you oaks or pervs.
Yeah, there we go. So the first question is,
Not us specifically.
Not you, just men in advertising in general.
Men in general.
and also men.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first question is, are you single? So we've established yes, you're ready to mingle. The second question is, when did you realize when you were growing up that you were a creative person or you had some kind of connection to the ethereal world and alternate planes of reality?
That's not where I thought that question was going to go. But
Which one do you want me to answer first? I did not, as a child, think I can't wait to grow up and sell gazebos.
Okay, but I'm just saying, so like when you were a kid, when did you realize like your mind worked in a different way, in a more creative way? It wasn't so structured, it wasn't so bam, bam, bam.
So when I was in high school, I covered all my books with collages.
oh, yeah.
So I used to sit on the floor and cut all these pictures out of magazines and collect magazines for months and then lay it all out so it looks cool. And then like my home ec book, because I'm a girl, so I had to do home ec. So yes, I used to collage all of my workbooks in different shades or different monochromatic themes. So that's probably it.
How did your older fashion design magazine collecting sister feel about this?
No, I was cutting up Cosmo, not Vogue.
Okay.
Just to be clear.
Okay, cool. And then like growing up, did you ever think like, okay, were you part of the in gang, the popular crew, or were you part of like the arty kids?
I was in like the dead average group of people. We
Yeah.
were like we were cool. Like I'm fucking cool, right?
Yeah.
Agree with me, please.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Even riddles.
Okay. But we were like those kids that didn't really get in trouble, but we did like pretty good in school, but we weren't nerds. But like the guys used to skate and I was an emo, and then the one chick was like really into Evanescence and
Who wasn't?
me.
You obviously were dead inside. And you had to
Well, I was an emo, wasn't I?
be woken up inside. Weren't they part of the emo?
I know, but that
Were they like
voice.
emo commercial? They were commercializing emo-ness,
It's
right?
just, I was the happiest emo there was. I just looked fucking cool.
You were an emoji.
I looked like Wednesday Addams, but I was
Oh.
happy all the time.
Nice. So so then you finished school, and then what happened? You decided to study sound engineering, or like,
Really?
where did it go?
So my parents really wanted me to study, and I had no idea what I was going to study. So I took a gap year, where I worked as a nursery school teacher.
Nice.
Heavy days. And then I decided to study sound engineering, not because I wanted to be a sound engineer, but because I want to be friends with people in bands,
Damn.
so that I could organize gigs, which
Sick.
I did do.
Sick.
Okay. So you had good. So you were like this creatively inclined person, but you also had good organizational skills.
Yes.
Because that like I'm kind of building this up into where you are now, right? So
Yes.
okay.
Good at networking.
Good at network.
Very good at networking. So we had like a massive gig at Roxy's, and like Desmond and the Tutus played, and like
Shout out to our chairman.
shout out to our body corporate chairman.
Oh, Desmond. Desmond Tutu.
Shane.
I don't know he lives here.
Shane, yeah.
And like I can't even remember who else, but like some legit bands played, and I was like
Okay.
quite proud of myself.
Good bands like Tweak.
I used to fucking love Tweak. Really?
Yeah.
Did they play? Oh, you guys making fun of me. I'm really keen on
I
Tweak.
loved.
They
Sure.
became Crash Car Burn, right?
Yep.
Oh yes, Crash Car Burn played. That's correct.
That used to be Tweak. Or one
Yeah,
of
they
the,
used to be Tweak. Yeah.
or one of the guys, I think the youngest guy left, or I don't know, something.
I don't
happened.
know.
I used to
There was a
fucking love
transition
Tweak, man.
Yeah, so I did that, and then my boyfriend at the time was not very pleased with my lifestyle,
Oh yeah, all the band members.
and I was a punk by that stage.
Scene kid as well, apparently.
I was never a scene
Okay.
kid, right?
Just checking.
Scene kid.
It's a very sore topic.
So like a suicide.
Do you know
group.
Scene? Oh yeah, it could
Yeah.
be like with the color hair and the.
I We went from emo to punk.
Okay, got you.
So then I left that whole scene and I got an office job doing admin for a company that did the subscriber events and competitions for multi-choice. I was there for 2 weeks and one of the salespeople resigned. So my boss was like, do you want to try sales? So I was like, cool. And so that's how I got into TV, and there was an element of print there. And then when they closed down, I went into magazines, then I went into billboards, and then I went into large format digital printing.
Cool.
This was all during the Great Recession of, what was it, 2008?
8.
A little bit later, 2010 I think.
Is there another recession? Double recession?
I think we're on our third one now.
I think I started my career in the recession. And, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, look, we've spoken about print on this show a lot and how print is, I wouldn't say dying.
It's dead.
It's dead. No, it isn't dead. But I mean, just from your point of view, because you've been in print for like how long now? And the print
10 years.
production side of things. So once, or, you know, like Jacque and I will come up with some lame ass concept and it'll go through iteration after iteration, then approval. Then right at the end, when we like pressed for deadline, then it's like, okay, cool, DTP handles it, and then production gets in contact with you, and you guys make it happen. You print it, and you make sure it looks all great and everything. So, yeah, how's it been? The whole print vibe. Have you noticed like that decline, or is it?
So print, in the form of magazines and newspapers, is taking a huge knock. But print is never going to go away. People like to touch and feel things. They like to see vibrant colours. Obviously with COVID, the event side is dead. So a lot of my eventing clients are struggling, but retail is pumping. It is absolutely pumping. We are printing light boxes and fabric frames for malls like it's going out of fashion.
It's a I don't know what a fabric thing is.
You probably designed artwork for a fabric frame.
It's basically an aluminium frame.
Yeah.
And it's got like a strip on the front. I'm
Yeah.
trying to explain this in the simplest way possible. And then you print your artwork, and then for 20 mils or 10 mils the whole way around, there's a strip of silicone.
Okay.
And then you press it into the
Oh, okay.
crevice.
It's like a banner wall.
I've seen it, I just didn't know what it was called.
Okay.
It's not
That makes
like a
sense.
banner wall.
Okay, my bad.
Okay.
I know what if. No, I don't. Okay. Yeah. So that I find that also very interesting. Like this whole print versus digital thing, and I kind of agree with you. It's kind of, we need it.
It's never going to go away. It might shrink. And the print industry is tiny. Everyone knows everyone. Everyone's worked with everyone. So now there's companies closing down, but they're not actually closing down. They're being bought out by someone else.
Yeah.
So it's not like the industry is getting smaller. It's just getting closer together.
Yeah. We've spoken about how print and digital are trying to merge, as also you have a billboard with like a QR code.
Yeah.
And we're like, no one's going to drive past a billboard with their phone out. I need to get that QR code. What's going
Driving
on?
down the N3 at 120.
Yeah.
So I think there is a little bit of a gap between digital and print.
Remember when everything was Shazam? You could Shazam TV ads. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
You
Can't
could
do that
Shazam. No, I'm sure you can. But like there was a stage where like I remember every TV ad you could Shazam. And I was like, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then kind of died down.
Yeah.
And then AR or QR codes became the thing. QR codes are still going though. I thought
Yeah.
they'd die, but
Yeah.
there's QR codes. There's a new QR code every day.
We did a really cool campaign a few weeks ago at Hyde Park. It was an art show.
Yeah.
So you scan the QR code off the fabric frame,
Oh.
and then it was like a virtual exhibition.
Oh, that's cool.
So that works, but to get digital and print to work together is going to take a long time.
Yeah. Sure.
That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, we discussed the other day, Michelle and I discussed the other day, moving from print to digital and actually like diversifying your
Career
skill
path,
set and
yeah.
your career path. Because I mean, you and I basically, we traditionally, traditional art directors and designers, so predominantly print,
Yeah.
traditional media. But we've kind of had to make that switch to becoming like a digital art director, digital designer. And for us, it wasn't like we had to take an abridging course. We just got thrown into the deep end, and all of a sudden we found ourselves at a digital agency. And I think that's because we've kind of like refined our skills, and what people are looking for is they're looking for people with design sense and art direction sense. And whether it's in a digital field or a digital like world, you kind of just make that shift.
Yeah.
Because in essence, it's the same thing. Make it look good.
Make it look good. You're just working in different resolutions, pretty much,
Mm.
and file formats. Like you stop working in Illustrator and InDesign, you go only in Photoshop.
Yeah.
And then you start animating a little bit,
Yeah.
which is what digital is like. You know, big in animation or video editing, and you kind of learn those skills as you go, because that's what the industry requires.
Yeah.
You're always gonna have to switch up your skill set.
I feel like it's the same for a sales exec. Once you know how to make connections, once you know how to harness relationships or like nurture relationships, you can just switch that into
Well, it's
the
the same
digital space.
thing. You're selling a visual and you're selling a solution to a problem. My client's like, I need this artwork to be at this place at this time and follow X, Y, and Z. And then I can explain to them, this is the product that you need. It's exactly the same thing with digital. I mean, half the time I come home from work and I'm moaning about something, and you've had exactly the same thing happen to you in your day.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same thing. It's just a different medium. Traffic works the same. Production works the same.
Have you got internal designers in the industry?
Well, we've got DTP artists.
Okay.
We don't.
Which are
We don't
effectively
design, but
internal design. Well, I mean, there's a fine line.
is it?
Yeah.
This discussion.
So you haven't only been doing large format digital printing and sales and representativeness.
Representing.
What have you been representing? Representing.
You've been repping a lot.
I've been repping,
In the
yeah.
last 10 years. But that's not the only thing you've been doing. You've also been repping your own sideline vibe,
My own rep.
which is holistic healing.
Correct.
Double H.
Tell us about that. How did that coincide with, and how did it all begin? How did you manage it with your sales job?
Interesting question. So I started seeing dead people when I was quite small. It runs in my family. My grandmother was a palmist, and she used to read tea leaves. My mom has always been very sensitive to the other world, and my sister as well. But we all kind of just ran in the other direction because it's scary. But I reached a point in my life where I made some poor decisions and managed to completely open my third eye, which is not a good thing. We don't open chakras, we balance them.
Cool. Close.
Yeah.
And I was actually walking through the factory at my previous employer, and walking through there and feeling other people's feelings, and like it was hell. So I quickly phoned my dear friend Angela Parnell Whitehouse, who's also my mentor, who is amazing. And she very quickly got me into studying just to get everything under control. So I've been studying for 5 years now. You think it's something that you can learn quickly. It's been 5, I'm going on my 6th year now. I'm starting to teach, but there's still so much.
What exactly is
so
studying?
much.
What is it called?
Different mediums.
Okay.
So tarot cards, crystals.
Oh, okay.
I still need to do numerology. I need to do astrology. I need to do dream interpretation.
Where does one study this?
You find places.
Okay.
You find
Yeah.
people. You
Okay.
find people.
So
Yeah.
I actually had a weird dream the other day. I know you haven't studied dream interpretation just yet, but I had a dream where I was in a sewer, and I was like just walking, and I actually found like a little side path in the sewer, and I found a slug, but the slug was shaped into a bunny rabbit, and it was on top of like a terrarium, and I picked it up and I put it down, and it started eating lettuce. And I came out, and then there was what came out of that little passageway, and I saw a couple, an elderly couple, watching a movie. I was like, "What movie are you guys watching?" Started watching this movie, and they were like, "It's about a serial killer." So the movie that they were watching started becoming the real life. So now I was in the movie. found another passageway, and I found the serial killer's lair. And his whole plot line was he was staging murders so that he can fish the cops and the FBI and the CIA into this whole, like, serial killer ring, right? And there was no dead bodies, but he was just, like, stringing them along. And the final clue led to his lair, which was in the sewer, right? And he had constructed this contraption that he would kill himself and then turn himself into, like, what is it called? Spam and canned. And it would offload into a truck.
This is the craziest
Then
The bully beef killer.
Yeah. And then 3 months later, he would release the footage once all those tins of spam or whatever are released into the market and consumed. He would release it onto YouTube saying, "You guys have eaten me." And it's this. And it's this. He wanted to just send a message. So, anyways, what does that dream tell about my current spiritual
Fucking
and
psyche.
mental state?
I think it's mixing antibiotics with wine.
I think that's the thing.
Okay. We won't look into that too much.
It's a great plot for. I would fucking watch that.
Oh no!
The bully beef killer.
Netflix, if you're watching.
Fucking.
But spoiler alert.
Or the Tintin killer.
Tintin killer. Or like. It's probably just gonna be like one word, like metal. Or something.
No,
Yeah.
Tintin.
Tin.
He tins himself. He leaves a copy of Tintin there
Yeah.
by the body with the tin on top so the wind doesn't blow it away. Because he's practical as well.
But 2 tins because it's tin
Tintin.
on it. Tin.
Oh, tin on tin. Tim the Tin Man.
Taylor.
Tin.
So
Or just the Tin Man, because
The
it's like
Tin Man.
you think it's a like thing about Alice in
Dorothy
Wonderland.
and
Can.
No man.
no, the lion, the
The
witch, and the
Willigan.
wardrobe.
That's the wrong thing.
We're not in
Fucking
Kansas
wall this shit
anymore.
up. That's not Alice in
No, it's
Wonderland.
the lion. It's the Tin Man who
Man.
didn't have a heart.
What the fuck
It
is
was
that
the
movie?
lion
She
that
got the ruby slippers, man.
Judy Garland.
No man, not the actress, the fucking movie. Oh, anyways.
You're thinking of the Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
You would be really bad at quiz nights.
I knew it the
I'm
whole
really
time.
good at because that's what you try. You the serial killer trying to give me these different trails to go down. So you find a fucking sewer slug, bunny, rabbit.
That's not part of
We're
the
cutting
movie.
this whole fucking thing out. I don't know who's gonna enjoy that.
It's being cut out. You guys will never hear this. So, anyways.
Now we have to leave it in.
Yeah. So now back to your whole vibe, right?
I would like to correct myself instead of, because that was very vague. I'm not saying you find people. The best thing to do is find someone who's going to mentor you. I am forever grateful to my mentor, who's now turning me into a mentor.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Mentorship is important in any field.
Yeah.
Correct, especially one where people don't know
Yeah.
anything about it.
I'm glad you mentioned that because that resonates with me, and that's what I think this whole show is about. It's like Jacque and I mentoring other people and showing them how
Sharing
to be.
information.
You know, like I think this is a good
I
example.
think we are
of
fucking terrible mentors
Okay.
with your serial killer dreams.
If you're watching this and you're young and you're in the advertising industry, turn
Don't-
it off.
Don't take our example.
Look for something else.
Yeah.
This is not for you.
Okay.
The show, at least, or this industry.
Boys.
Both.
Save yourselves now.
Do you think we have time for a practical demonstration of tarot vibe?
We can do a short one.
Okay.
Or impractical demonstration.
Yeah.
Whichever one.
Okay.
Okay, hi.
How's it?
Okay, I haven't done this before. What do I need to do?
Okay, so usually I'll do a full spread, which takes about 45 minutes, which we don't have time for. So we're going to do a quick 3-card reading for you,
Okay.
just to give you some clarity on any questions that you have. Because it's 3 cards, it's very short term. It's probably about a week or so, or something immediate.
Oh, okay. So I need to ask a question about this upcoming week.
Or something you want to know about today.
I don't know. Will I have a good birthday? My birthday's coming up in a week. Is that too vague?
Let's ask your guides if there's any information they want you to keep in mind for the week.
Okay,
How does that feel?
that sounds good.
You can shuffle.
Oh my god. Ooh, okay. I'm very bad at shuffling. Do I have to be a good shuffler for this?
No. So the cards are a bit of a crutch for me just to get going, but I'm actually channeling your guides.
If I'm bad at this, then you can do Ryan instead. 'Cause I feel like
You can't be bad at having your cards ready.
I'm
as
bad
long
at
as
so
you're
many
open.
things. Okay. I feel like that's a sufficient shout.
Okay. All right. Let's see what your guides want you to keep in mind for this week.
Should we get a cell phone and shoot this?
Okay, I'll
Another
do.
angle.
I'll do. No, keep it there.
Yeah, no, just shoot
No, it was the wrong cards.
Oh, okay.
So just be open.
Okay, I'm open. Just do like a second angle so we can.
Okay. Let's see what your guides want you to keep in mind for this week. Okay. Are you in the process of signing any legal documents?
Yes.
Are you?
Yeah.
How are you feeling about that?
I mean, pretty positive. Like, anxious because it is like a long-term thing, but it's, can't tell you, it's a bond.
So what they're telling you is, obviously you're working through the paperwork, etc. It's gonna happen a bit slower than you want it to.
Okay.
But don't be despondent about that. I feel like you have a tendency to get a bit frustrated when things don't happen as quickly as you want to.
Yeah.
And they're just warning you against putting too much value on the amount of time it takes for those documents to be signed, as opposed to what the outcome of signing those documents will be. So don't start spiraling, don't start thinking negatively and thinking, oh, this is so frustrating and whatever. Don't think about the immediate effect of that. Think about what the long term will bring for you, because that's where the benefit is.
Okay.
The benefit is not in rushing and getting things done now. Give it time, it will be done. It will result in very nice things for you.
Oh, cool. I suppose I was worried it's gonna go like super negative. I was like, oh no. Don't do it. No, that's good to hear.
So how did you arrive at that? Can you get into that?
Do you wanna shoot the cards while you?
Oh, done.
No, I mean while she describes it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, go for it. And action.
So the Justice card is about signing legal documents, and it's also about getting what you deserve. But for me, so every card has a few different meanings, but your guides are telling me that it is a legal contract.
Oh.
Then your Four of Cups, shame, look at this poor man. I always feel bad, he's got such a bad haircut.
I had a haircut like that once.
Oh,
I
it's
feel-
you in the card then.
Pretty much.
But look, he's sad that he doesn't have the 3 cups sitting on the floor, but some heavenly being is giving him one from the sky, which is all your blessings, whatever, and he's just sulking.
Oh. Why is he not appreciative? Does he not notice the blessing yet?
Correct.
Ah.
You're getting it. And then the moon. In the moon, there is a George dog. George is my sister's dog. I love him very much.
Okay. I thought it's a specific type of dog. I'm like, I know of Alsatian.
All dogs are Georges. There's a wolf, and there is a lobster, I suppose, which represents your inner mind and your subconscious mind. Water is also your subconscious mind. So it's things that are playing on your mind that aren't necessarily going to come to fruition.
Okay.
And the moon's also about being a bit sad, a little bit depressed.
Oh.
But don't be.
I'm not.
Because you've got that little cup there.
I think that is me though. I usually just sit like this and sulk.
Look there, the
pretty
resemblance is uncanny.
Can zoom in. So.
Okay.
Thanks for that. That was cool.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, I was just anxious at first, but like I feel better now. It's like, ooh.
Your guides will never be ugly to you. They only want nice things for you.
Okay, that's nice. Benevolent guides.
Yes, correct.
Sweet. Okay.
Cool.
Cool, thanks.
Should we do some pluggery?
Pluggery.
Yeah.
It's
Where can we find you on the charts
You
out
can
there?
find me on Instagram at divinist_healing and on Facebook at divinist healing, and soon to be my website, divinisthealing.com.
Divinist.
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 Correct.
Divine.
Because I do divination.
Oh, my bad.
I am kind of divine though.
Oh.
Also I'm a Leo. So that's how I feel like this.
And our plugs, bleedadvertising.com,
Bleed at Bleed Show.
bleedadvertising@gmail.com.
Bleed _advertising on Instagram.
Yeah. And that's the show. Cheers.
Maybe I'll get there on time. I'll be so impressed if I get there 12:30. Like, oh, thank you so much. Sorry, we
Thanks,
actually
guys.
being rude. But like,
That was fine.
get the fuck out of here. Cheers. It's like a shot of this. Sorry about getting so heavy.